to NHL now. Well, it's been a roller coaster for the Carolina Hurricanes as of late. Mike Rupp, when we talk about the goaltending situation, you can see some of the moves that have been made recently. The Antti Raanta, I saw that one come across my phone, and I was like, wow, they put him on waivers. He cleared, because I think he's about $1.5 million a year in terms of cap hit. Frederik Andersen, which is great news for Canes fans, medically cleared to resume skating. And then we have Peretz recalled from the ECHL on Sunday. A little bit more on that later. And then Aaron Dell signed to a PTO today. What on earth is going on in Raleigh?
It's a work in progress. And I think that the goaltending has certainly been an issue, but the play in front of the goaltending has been an issue as well. So I think the Carolina Hurricanes are trying to figure some stuff out here. And here's the thing. And Antti Raanta, you know, he's loved on that team, and he hasn't found his game. But again, you can't really always put just the onus on the goaltender, which certainly has to be better. The play, like, how can you really evaluate the team in general? Because they just haven't looked like themselves. So the good thing with Antti Raanta, clears waivers, so they didn't lose him. They could bring him back. Maybe he goes and gets some games, gets that confidence back, gets the timing back, whatever the issues are. And, they go and get Aaron Dell. I think it's just about ensuring that position, because you don't know what's going to play out here, right? What does Freddie Andersen look like? When he comes back from these blood clots, hopefully he's healthy and he doesn't have to revisit this again. But we also know there's an injury history with even Antti Raanta and Freddie Andersen. So
sure.
I think this is just going to keep going, and we're going to keep kind of seeing this take on a new form as the season goes on. But the biggest thing is getting a response from this team, and maybe that's part of it too, right? Rattle the cage of the guys. You know, I've been on teams. I'm not saying this is what happened here, but I've been on teams where, all right, I need to get your guys' attention. Maybe someone gets put on waivers. You might be a locker room favorite. Okay. All of a sudden, now everybody's sitting up straight, right? And to get your attention. So we'll have to pay attention, but they need a lot better play from a lot of players, and certainly that means their goaltenders as well.
Well, that move certainly got the attention of Sebastian Aho. Have a look here. Well, this has to be a wake-up call, as you just mentioned there, Rupper, to the locker room. Everyone has to take a deep look in the mirror. It's not all on him as to why we've been struggling. That's never how it works. It's never just one guy. So he's echoing exactly what you said there. Goalie is a tough job. You're either the hero or you're the anti-hero. And I think good stuff there from Sebastian Aho. The Canes, who have lost 6 of their last 8, 2 OT losses over the weekend. We had Rod the Bod's 400th career game against Nashville. That was a 6-5 OT loss. And then last night to the Caps, that was a 2-1 overtime loss.
Great use of the word anti-hero, too.
Right? I know when I saw it, I was like, okay, I know you're
Sebastian.
not channeling your inner Taylor Swift, but like maybe a little bit.
But, that's the thing with this Hurricanes team. If I was to probably give one guarantee this year, this team would be, I thought they would run away with the Metro Division.
I think we all did.
Like, I just thought that this is that next step for that team. They've been that team that's been an elite team, a contender for the last however many years. And the things that they generally are good at, they're not looking that good at, right? And they've always been a shot volume team. They don't always get the results. They don't, I guess we've talked for years, they don't have like finishers per se. Really good players, but for what they generate as far as shot volume, maybe they can get better with shot quality, and then that finish, that ability to finish that they've lacked. But they've always had great defending, and some of those things are just, everything's kind of in disarray, right?
Well, it's like that additional grit, like 2 losses in OT. But they're still sitting in that number 1 wild card spot.
Yeah, no, I think they'll be fine. They look like a shell of themselves. And this was supposed to be, all right, they've gone through that grind. They've been disappointed. They've made these adjustments. They tried to get a little grittier in some different ways. But the areas they tried to get better in, then they've let certain other areas slip. So it's an interesting one with them. I don't think they're in trouble. I just think that we need to start seeing now. I think Caniac fans are like, all right, it's time now. We're 30 games in, and you want to see things kind of start going in the right direction for this team.
If this is the year they turn that corner, well, they need to turn a corner right now in this season. I said more on this a little bit later when it comes to Yanni Peretz getting called up yesterday from the ECHL. How cool is this?
Yeah, it's
That's so cool.
yeah. Hey, they see the nice reaction there. Love it.
Aw.
Getting excited, and hey, it's about an opportunity, and this is a situation where they're at right now, and you're 23-year-old. You're gonna come, and whatever the circumstances, whether you're playing games, whether you're backing up, whatever the circumstances, you're excited for the opportunity, and you got to make the most of it whenever you can.
Undrafted, but to your point, Rupper, I think any experience around an NHL team in an NHL dressing room, when you're sitting on the bench, just absorbing the culture and just the way guys go about their business, it has to be invaluable.
Yeah, and you see what's different. You can see the way players carry themselves, and it's no knock. I mean, there's certainly a professionalism in pro hockey.
Oh, of course,
the lower
at all levels, yeah.
But every level you go up, there's more, and you see, oh, this is what's different here. This is what is a little more serious and dialed in this regard. So you get to soak those things up and add them to your game, and it's just, again, it's about that opportunity, but that first step is huge. Getting that recall.
And that phone call, and just you could see the congratulations there. That's really special. Not to mention, getting to live the high life of flying on the charters, staying in hotels,
so, hey, why
the
not?
meals. Why not?
I remember my first time traveling with the NHL team. Pregame meals. We used to in the American League. Pregame meals would just be pasta and chicken, and you start going there, and there's like fillets. There's like filet mignons.
Stop.
And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's go. And I ate one, and you don't know how long it's gonna last. I had 2 fillets for lunch. I couldn't even move. I felt like I weighed 500 pounds for the game. But I'm like, hey, maybe I should chill out there, and hope that I'll be here longer. I don't have to eat everything.
How'd you do?
Day one.
Oh, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah, it wasn't great. So but you gotta soak it up. I guess you could soak it up that way too. But stay light. Stay light.
When I was with the Avs and we got on the charter for the first time, I was like, what? All this food obviously was for the team, but they obviously they allowed the broadcasters to partake. And safe to say I need to hit the gym.
Yes.
About 2 weeks into it. Oh, I took everything. I was like, give me all
the NHL is the never hungry league. There's always food pushed towards you any way, shape, or form.
Plus,
around every
we
corner.
had the media meals, and then we would get on the flight after the games, and we'd be served athletes portions after, of course, the team was served. And it was. I had to start watching.
You got to learn how to say no.
Yes, but not that first trip. I was like, bring it on. Give me all the snacks, pizza, wings, let's go. Then later on in my tenure, I was like, I will resort to the veggie tray. Yes, I should pack a lunch.